to the members of Student Division and Communication, SDCE, and thank you for attending the discussion of our CSR project. Okay, so we are actually from Fana Production. Okay, we are from student of LE 4600, and our Fana Production is actually consists of 5 group members. So next, okay. So my name is Nur Akila binti Zulkifli. I'm the program manager of the program. Okay. Next is that secretary is Anis Nasuha. Okay. As for the financial controller is Nur Fatrina, and for the program coordinator is Muhammad Afif Aiman, and for the public relation is Naim Aiman. Okay, so next we are going to go to the vision and vision of Fana Production. Okay, for vision of Fana Production is that Fana Production vision is to become the primary CSR advisory body in Malaysia for the next 10 years to advise all the company and assist in doing their responsibilities of going back to the society. Okay, as for the mission, we have 3 missions here to achieve. Is that first is to expand infrastructure and technology for supplying modern and sustainable energy services to community. Okay, as for our second mission is that to create a community which concern about the exercise consumption of energy, taking action to use energy wisely. Okay, for our last mission is that to significantly reduce all form of violence and work with communities to end the conflict and insecurities. Okay, so after a long discussion, we have come up with 3 major problems that occur in our IIUM community that cannot be solved for a long time, which is first is the dark waste. Okay, second is criminal rate. Okay, criminal rate can conclude for guys and also for girls. Okay, next is that for multifunctioning valve. Malfunctioning valve. Okay, so I'm going to pass the floor to my next member.
Alright, my name is Naim Aiman, and I will briefly explain about the problem that the IIM community is facing. The first one is dark walkways. I got the first-hand experience on this because there's one time when the walkway from Econs to the center there's no light at all. So it is so dark that you have to use your phone light so that you can walk easily. And this is happens especially at night, even on the bright daylight, because there's tunnel. Of course it's dark, so it is not easy for students to use it, especially at night. The next point is the criminal rate. Everyone here must have heard about the criminal rate in IIUM has risen more than before, especially regarding pleasure, because you know the walkways from the education to the people's sports complex. It is so dark before that we enter the female sport complex compound from the education building. There's no light at all. So that's the main piece for the flagship to pop up. The target is release distance. This is an example of the rant from the students in the social media regarding flashes. As you can see, it is a concern to us. It is a concern for us to actually reduce this kind of criminal. The last one is malfunctioning valve, because As you can see, sometimes the walkways, part of it has light and some of it doesn't. This is due to the fact that the light is not really functioning well, maybe because of the maintenance or because the light bulb is already old. Okay, our mission is actually in line, our target is actually in line with the IUM target, which is to achieve some of the sustainable development goals by the UN. So finance production aim would be SDG 7 and SDG 16. So SDG 7 would be the affordable and clean energy. Here we are trying to use a much more affordable bulb that can last longer than what we are using now, and that use efficient energy. And for our second goal would be SDG 16, peace, justice, and strong institutions. This relates to the part where we want to reduce the criminal rate here in IUM. Next, I will pass the floor to our next presenter.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, for my part, I will explain about the fluorescent bulb. So, if you go to the walkway around the UIA, if you look at the bulb, you can see a lot of fluorescent bulbs are used. And we go to the 5 walkways in around UIA, which from KNMS to Ali, KNMS to Sumaya, KNMS to Safia, and engine to Amira, and one more education to FSC. So we go there and we count the amount of fluorescent bulb there, and we find out that there are 126 bulbs there, and there are two sizes of fluorescent bulbs there, which is one 60mm and the other one is 120mm. Okay, so why you want to change this fluorescent bulb? Because this fluorescent bulb has some weakness. First of all, it is non-environmental friendly. Do you know ultraviolet ray? Do you know? So this fluorescent bulb actually rely on chemical reaction. This chemical reaction is what makes this fluorescent bulb light up. So I will explain to you. Okay, inside this fluorescent bulb, there is a gas which produces ultraviolet ray when it make contact with the electricity. So that is the chemical reaction that produce the light. So if any one of you have seen the bulb explode, yes, and some is just like a gas there. You see, right? So that is the gas that produces the light. And actually ultraviolet is invisible. We cannot see with our eyes, our naked eyes. But however, using the fluorescent bulb, there is a very special filter which make the ultraviolet go through it and produce the light. However, it is not environmental friendly. That's why when it explodes, it produces gas, and gas is not good for us to inhale it. And the second one, the weakness is it consumes a lot of electrical energy, and it will increase the bill of our university. So our focus is to, if we paid by Brother Naim just now about the number 6 of SDG to use clean energy. So our focus to decrease the bill for our university. Okay, so what is the issue for the other issue with this fluorescent bulb in our walkways around UIA? Is there are some of them are not functioning at all, which because of lack of maintenance from our contractor, or maybe our say we have contacted with the Reverse, and they said if it is not working, it means it's malfunction. They are not turned on the light. So so one of our objective is to replace this fluorescent bulb with our new idea. So our solution will be explained by the next presenter. So
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, first of all, my name is Anis. Okay, since you already know about the problem that we face in the IUM, so as a STAT department, you should find a solution on how to encounter this problem. So, don't worry because we already have a solution for you guys. Actually, we have planned to install LED tube in the walkways around the YA. And the type of LED tube that we are going to install is Master LED tube T8, and it consists of two sizes, which are 100 to 1200 mm and also 600 mm. Okay, so what is the benefits of this LED tube? Okay, the LED tube has quality light and also better efficiency than ordinary fluorescent tube. So it will consume less energy than the ordinary tube. Okay, and then LED tube also is a mercury free, so it is environmental friendly. This implementation will help IUM to achieve SDG 7, which is affordable and clean energy, and also SDG 16, which is peace, justice, and strong institution. So I firmly agree that our solution will help IUM to solve this problem. Okay, so this is the details of our program. The date that we propose to conduct our program is 23rd September 2019 from 8:30 to 11 a.m. and the venue for launching will be at ATM Compound, KNMS, and the coverage area for this project is Pathway KNMS to Mahala Ali, KNMS to Mahala Sumaya, KNMS to Mahala Safia, KOE to Female Sports Center, and last but not least is COED to Mahala Hafsa. Okay, for the SWOT analysis, this program is okay, but I'm gonna explain about the strength and opportunities only. The strength it has an easy installation of LED tube because the house of the lamp is already there, so we just need to install the tube only, and we also don't need the help from a technician to help us for the installation of the bulbs. And it is also environmental friendly, as I mentioned before. It is mercury free and is also free from other hazardous material. Okay, and for the opportunity is it has and the project is accessible to trusted supplier, and as we know that there are contractor in charge that will in charge for the maintenance and so the installment of the bulbs in the walkways. So we can get the contact information of supplier that they get for the tube. Okay, and the second one is also we get the hard support from IUM community because we strongly believe that this implementation will ease the movement of them from Mahala to Kuliah every night. Okay, that's all from me. I'm gonna pass the floor to Sister.
A very good evening, fellow SDC, SEDC. So basically, I'm going to talk about the weaknesses and also the threat of our project, the CSR project. So why are we pitching this idea even though there's weaknesses and also threat? Because we believe that we can counter back the weaknesses and also the threat. So as you can see here, for the weaknesses, it have a very high purchase cost and the coverage area for the LED bulb is quite huge, right? So, but do you have to concern much on the high cost? No. Why do we say it's a no? Because even though it is undeniable that the price of the LED bulb itself is very, very high compared to the fluorescent bulb. But if you think it this way, it will help in reducing the maintenance cost of the university in future. So even though you invest a lot in the first stages, still it is a worthy investment for this project. And then for the wide coverage area, and it is I think everyone is aware that the total amount of the LED bulb that we're going to install and buy is 126 units, right? So it's a very huge amount, and it's cover 5 area, which is the 5 area around the UAE. It means that it's cover all the important and significant pathway that the sister and also brother usually use to walk, go back and forth from Kuliah and also Mahala. So, what we are planning here is that during that day itself, we don't want to make this project to be only your project, but it's for the community of IIUM. So we are opening the floor for those IIUM community, the officer, the staff, the student itself, to come and help us together to build and to install the LED light at the pathway. And then, as mentioned for our strength, it is an easy installation of LED tube. So previously we have met Daya Bersih, and unfortunately we only can met Daya Bersih, but the one that's handling this project is actually the contractor that have been dealing with Daya Bersih. So we are unable to get the full access towards them because we doesn't have the platform. So that's why we are proposing this idea to you guys, so that we can have a strong support system to help us in connecting us to the other organization that is handling this pathway. So since it doesn't require any technician or specialist in this, so I believe that everyone can easily put the lights at the LED light at the casing, because the old casing still can be used. So even though it's a high purchase cost, the purchase cost is only for the LED light, and we doesn't have to change the casing itself, okay? And then for the track, so what we believe is the biggest track for us is that it is very difficult in attracting the collaborator. Why? Because we do believe that as we are aware now, we are in the mid-year already, and it's already August, right? So I believe that most of the company have already undergone their own CSR project. So when a company have their own CSR project, it is kind of hard for them to accept other CSR project because it will cost them more. So that's why, since we believe that we're going to have the support of the IIUM, not only from the support of the student, but also the student is from the student affairs development itself. So that's why we think that by pitching and proposing this idea to you guys will give a brighter future to us. So we don't want to put this negative thought of not getting a collaborator to perform this project to make us feel that we shouldn't run this project at all. So I think it is worth trying for us to propose to you guys. So next we're going to talk about the financial budget. So as I mentioned just now, the only budget we're going to incur is for the LED light. So there's two types of LED light that we need to buy, which is first the 1200 mm of LED light, the longer one, and also the 600 mm LED light, which is the shorter one. So the price of the LED is quite different because of the sizing of itself. But we believe that after the calculation and everything, we can get maximum amount of the expenses for buying this LED light would be 2,385 ringgit. But remember just now that we said that we have IIUM itself have a easy access to the supplier, trusted supplier. Because why? Because we have already the contractor. So I believe the contractor itself have already deal with a specific company on dealing and putting which light to supply to UIA. So if we are able to get State 2 involved with this CSR project, I think that it will be a good platform to connect us with the contractor itself and to make them believe that this project would be a success. And before that, I think previously we haven't mentioned to you guys about the name of our project. So basically the name of our project is Light the Way. So why we light the way? Because the pathway is very dark, it's very concerning, and the safety of the student itself is at stake. So you as the Student Affairs and Development Division, would you want to see the student to be in trouble? Would you want to see, to hear any news about unfortunate incident happen to the student? Of course not, right? So that's why we are proposing this idea to you, so that we can improve the quality of IIUM itself, the services itself to the student, and in the same time we'll boost the image of State itself. So before I end my speech, basically why we propose this idea is because we believe that IAM is going towards achieving the SDG, right? So by implementing this idea, somehow it is not a one-stop, one-off program. So when we put the LED light, I'm sure that after this there will be more groups that are going to do such thing, which they're going to implement and CSR project which can be seen by the student of IUM itself. So I think that's all from now, and we really hope to hear good news from STEP. So thank you so much. So is there any question from the floor?
Okay, no, right, thank you very much. Madam, you have to show the block.